Right now, in this very moment, I need you to know something that might be hard to believe. You are not falling apart. You are breaking open. And there's a profound difference between the two that changes everything. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could shift the way you see this entire difficult chapter of your life. Most people spend their hardest days fighting what they feel, trying to fix themselves, convinced they're somehow broken. But what if the opposite is true? What if these heavy feelings aren't signs of weakness, but invitations to a deeper healing you never knew you needed? Take a breath with me right now, a real one. Not the shallow kind you've been taking all day, but one that reaches all the way down to that tight place in your chest. Inhale slowly, hold it for just a moment, and then let it go like you're releasing a weight you never meant to carry this long. Good. Now place your hand on your heart. Feel the steady rhythm there. That beat is proof that you're still here. Proof that something in you is still fighting. Proof that even on the days when everything feels heavy, life hasn't given up on you. You know those days when everything feels like it's just too much? When your heart aches and you can't even explain why? When sadness settles in like an uninvited guest and refuses to leave? Maybe you're going through something specific, or maybe it's just one of those days where the weight of being human feels unbearable. It might feel like no one understands what you're dealing with, and maybe you don't even have the energy to explain it anymore. That's okay. That's more than okay. Right now, I want you to hear these words deep in your bones. It is safe to feel whatever you're feeling. There is no need to hide it or fix it all at once. You don't have to pretend to be strong when you're not. You don't have to smile when your heart is exhausted. This is a safe space. There is no judgment here, no expectations, no pressure to be anywhere other than exactly where you are. Here's what I know to be true. You are going to be okay. Not because I'm saying pretty words, but because there's something in you that has survived every single hard day up until this moment. You may not see the path clearly yet. The fog might be thick and the road invisible. But just because you don't see it doesn't mean it isn't there, quietly unfolding beneath your feet. Life moves in the quietest ways. Healing happens in the softest moments when we're not even looking for it. The fact that you're here right now listening to these words is already proof that something inside you wants peace. Some part of you, may be buried deep beneath the pain, still believes in possibility. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not lost beyond hope. You are simply feeling what it means to be gloriously, painfully, beautifully human. Sometimes life isn't fair. Sometimes people hurt us deeply. And sometimes we hurt ourselves with the thoughts we think on repeat, like a record that's stuck playing the same painful song. But you are still here, and that means there is still time to breathe differently, to choose something new, to feel supported in ways you never have before. Think about this. You've survived so much already. Every breath you've taken in pain has been a step closer to healing, even when it didn't feel like it. Every tear you've cried has been your body's way of releasing what you couldn't hold anymore. Even if you feel stuck right now, even if nothing makes sense, please remember this. You are not alone in this moment. There is something bigger than all of us. Call it love, call it energy, call it God, call it the universe, call it whatever feels true for you. That presence is still holding you. It hasn't let go. It never will. When you feel weak, that presence holds you strong. When you feel forgotten, that love remembers every detail of who you are. And when you feel like giving up, that inner light waits patiently, without judgment, until you are ready to believe again. Say this softly to yourself, like a whisper to your own soul. Even though I feel overwhelmed, I am safe and supported now. Let those words become your quiet prayer. You don't need to fix everything in one day. You don't need to have all the answers by sunset. Sometimes all you need to do is be still and let the pain pass through you like a wave moving through water. It won't stay forever. Nothing does. You are being guided even when you can't feel it. Even in the darkness, something good is still meant for you. Now let's talk about something most people don't understand about difficult days. Your emotions right now, all of them, the sadness, the frustration, the fear, maybe even the numbness, they're not your enemies. They're messengers. And here's what changes everything. You don't have to explain them to anyone, not even to yourself. Emotions are as natural as breathing. They come and go like waves in the ocean. Some days they're calm and gentle, and other days they feel like a storm trying to pull you under. But here's the secret. Each emotion has a purpose. Each feeling is here to teach you something profound about yourself, about what matters, about what needs your attention. You don't have to push them away or pretend they're not there. Let them be. Let them move through you like wind moving through trees, bending but not breaking you. We're often told to stay positive, to not cry, to move on quickly. But that's not always possible, and it's not always right. Healing begins when we stop running from our emotions and start listening to them like wise teachers. If your heart feels heavy right now, it's because it has carried so much for so long. Let it rest. Let it speak its truth. Sit quietly and ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? And whatever comes up, welcome it with the kind of tenderness you'd show to a child. Don't judge what you feel. Don't label it as bad or wrong. Just allow it to exist. When we give our emotions space to breathe, they begin to soften. They begin to shift on their own. There's no need to be afraid of your feelings. They're not here to destroy you. They're signals, not enemies trying to take you down. If you feel anger, it may be protecting your boundaries, showing you where you need to say no. If you feel sadness, it may be revealing what truly matters to your heart. If you feel fear, it may be asking you to slow down and take care of yourself in ways you've been neglecting. Emotions are messengers knocking on your door. When you listen to them without judgment, you open the door to the deepest healing of your life. But there's something else that makes difficult days even harder. That voice in your head, you know the one. That inner voice that says you're not good enough, that you've made too many mistakes, that you'll never be okay again. It's a voice many of us learned early on from a world that didn't know how to love us properly, from past hurts that left scars, from comparing ourselves to highlight reels that were never real. Here's the truth that will set you free. You are not that voice. You are the listener, and you have the power to change the entire conversation happening inside your mind. Being kind to yourself when you're struggling is not easy. I know that, but it's absolutely necessary. Imagine for a moment speaking to your dearest friend who's hurting. You wouldn't tell them they're weak or foolish for feeling low. You would hold them gently. You would speak soft words and remind them of their worth, their strength, their beauty. You deserve that same tenderness from yourself. You are worthy of your own love and care. Every thought you think sends a chemical message to your entire body. When you think harsh thoughts, your body responds by tensing up. Your breath becomes shallow. Your heart closes a little. But when you choose kind thoughts, your body relaxes. Your breath deepens. Your energy begins to shift like ice melting into water. It's okay if you've been hard on yourself in the past. You can choose again right now. This moment is always fresh. It's never too late to begin speaking to yourself differently. You can start by looking into the mirror, gently into your own eyes, and saying, I am learning to speak to myself with love and kindness. These words are seeds you're planting in the garden of your mind. You may not see the flower yet, but every time you say them, you're watering the roots underground. Change starts with softness, not force. You don't need to be perfect to love yourself. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to be willing to try, one thought at a time. Every time you notice a harsh thought arising, pause and ask yourself, would I say this to someone I love? If the answer is no, choose a kinder thought instead. It might feel awkward at first. That's okay. Be awkward, be uncertain, but be loving. Over time, those gentle words will become your new truth. You will begin to believe in your own goodness. You will begin to trust that you are enough exactly as you are. Your mind is like a garden. You get to decide what grows there. Pull out the weeds of criticism and plant the seeds of compassion. Be patient with yourself as you grow. Healing is not a straight line. Some days you will feel strong and clear, and some days you won't. But each day you speak to yourself with kindness, you take another step toward the peace you've been searching for. Now here's something that will change your life if you really let it sink in. When you begin to understand how much your thoughts influence your entire experience of life, everything starts to transform. We often believe that our emotions just come from the world around us, from circumstances we can't control. But so many of them begin in the thoughts we think over and over again, like a mantra we never chose. A thought becomes a belief becomes a pattern. That pattern shapes how you feel, how you act, how your body responds to the world. If you wake up each day thinking, I'm not good enough, or nothing ever works out for me, your body hears those words. Your heart feels them as truth. Your energy becomes heavy like you're walking through mud. But if you begin your day differently, if you choose thoughts like, I am learning and growing, or I trust that something good is coming, your body hears that too. Your heart lifts just a little. Your energy shifts from closed to open. This is not about positive thinking or pretending everything is fine when it's not. This is about giving yourself permission to think thoughts that support your healing instead of thoughts that keep you stuck. Here's what you can do right now. Today, this very moment, start choosing one kind thought about yourself. Just one. Write it down if you need to. Say it out loud when you're alone. Put it somewhere you'll see it. Let it become a gentle companion throughout your day. I am doing my best, or I deserve to feel better, or I am allowed to take my time. These simple words have the power to rewire your brain over time. And here's something beautiful. When you love yourself, when you truly begin to care for your own heart the way you would care for someone precious, everything changes. Self-love is not selfish. It's not vanity or arrogance. It's necessary for your survival and your healing. It fills your cup so that you don't walk through life feeling drained and empty. It reminds you that you are your own home, your own source of strength. When you love yourself, you teach others how to love you too. You attract kindness because you recognize it. You protect your peace because you know it matters. You walk through the world knowing your value, and that changes everything. And when hard days come, because they will come, that love becomes your anchor. It becomes the voice that says, you're going to be okay. I've got you. Start with small acts of kindness toward yourself. Let yourself rest without drowning in guilt. Speak kindly to yourself when you make a mistake instead of berating yourself. Celebrate the little things you do well, the tiny victories no one else sees. Look in the mirror each morning and say, good morning, I love you. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, say it anyway. Your soul hears you. Your body responds to that love. Your heart begins to soften like butter in the sun. And in your loneliest moments, remember this truth. You are never truly alone. Even when no one seems to understand what you're going through, even in your quietest hours, you are being held by something greater than yourself. That presence is always near, even when you can't feel it. On the hardest days when it seems like nothing is working, when the world has gone quiet and cold, remember that silence is not absence. Just like the sun continues to shine behind the clouds, even when you can't see it, there is always light surrounding you, even in the darkness. You are always being guided. Even when your path feels unclear and the next step is invisible, you are not walking alone. The same energy that created the stars and moves the oceans lives within you. It breathes in you. It leads you forward. Look for the small moments of grace each day, a moment of unexpected quiet, a breeze on your face that feels like a kiss, a word that lifts your spirit when you needed it most. These are not accidents. They are the universe whispering, I'm still here. I've got you. You're not forgotten. And here's something that brings comfort when everything feels too heavy. Everything in life is temporary. Every feeling, every season, every storm. Pain doesn't last forever. Sadness doesn't stay. Wounds begin to heal when we stop picking at them. There is always a new chapter waiting, even if it takes time to arrive. When life feels heavy, it's easy to believe that things will always be this way, but nothing in nature stays the same. The trees lose their leaves and then they bloom again. The night gives way to morning. Rain eventually ends and the sun breaks through. Your life is no different. What you are going through right now will pass. You may not know when or how, but you can trust that change is already in motion beneath the surface. This moment is not your forever. Remind yourself gently, as often as you need to, this is a moment in time. I will not feel this way forever. Let those words be your anchor when the waves feel too strong. Don't pressure yourself to rush the process. You don't need to force healing or push yourself to be okay before you're ready. You only need to breathe and keep going. One breath, one step, one gentle thought at a time. And you don't need to wait for a perfect day to begin again. Every single moment holds the power to start fresh. You don't need a plan or a massive change or a new year. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is something small and gentle. Drink a glass of water with intention. Step outside for just a few minutes and feel the air. Write one sentence in a journal about how you really feel. These small acts matter more than you know. They send a message to your heart. I care about myself. I'm willing to begin again. I haven't given up. Healing happens in the present, not in the past where you can't return, not in the future you can't control, but right here, right now, in this moment. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? And then listen with kindness. Whatever comes up, honor it. Say to yourself, each moment is a new chance to love myself. Let that be your permission to keep trying, to keep showing up for yourself even when it's hard. You are not expected to have it all figured out. You are only asked to be present, to be gentle, and to believe in the power of now. You have walked through more than anyone knows. You have carried weight in your heart and kept going even when it was unbearable. And today, I want you to remember this truth like it's the only truth that matters. You're going to be okay. Life may not look the way you expected. The path may feel longer and harder than you thought. The loss is deeper, but you are still here, still breathing, still growing in ways you can't even see yet. That means something profound. That means there is more ahead for you, more healing, more love, more light breaking through the cracks. You do not have to fix everything to deserve peace. You don't have to be perfectly healed to be worthy of happiness. The journey itself is sacred. The process of learning to love yourself, to trust the timing of your life, to believe that things can get better, that is the real work. And you are doing it, even on the days when it doesn't feel like it, even when your progress is quiet and invisible. You are enough. You are healing in your own perfect time, and you are going to be okay. Let this be the voice you remember when things feel dark. Let this be the whisper you carry when you feel alone. Let this be the truth you speak to yourself over and over again until it becomes the only voice that matters. I am safe. I am healing. I am held by love. I am going to be okay. These words are not just wishes floating in the air. They are reminders of the strength already inside you, waiting to be remembered. And no matter what comes next, that strength will carry you through. You are going to be okay. You already are.